Bada bing, bada boom. So you want to be a hot dude? Welcome, guys. Sorry about the delay. It is us in the house. I've got none other than the man, the myth, the legend, JJ live, the world's most talented magician. Fuck David Copperfield. We got JJ live in the house. JJ, how you doing, sir?
Good, man. But Copperfield, he got 50 bills, so he's he's so cool. He got that island.
Does he really have 50
island.
billion?
Yeah, he's got he's the first. He's trying to be the first magician in history to have I think over a certain amount of money, like anyone's going to compete.
Oh, Lord.
That's like his ego right there. So funny. Anyway,
it's good
but
stuff,
thank
man.
you for having me.
Yeah,
Great to be
actually,
here.
could you? I'm not sure your microphone sounds like a little telephony.
Okay. Maybe it's because should I change to? I've got the Stevies on, the wireless Stevies.
Yeah.
Should I change to like a cable inside the computer?
Yeah, I think that would be better. Let's see if the chat, guys. Does it sound a little? How does it sound, guys, in the chat? What do you think?
It probably is. We're going international over the world. I'm trying to Bluetooth the sound, internet. Let's put some plugs in.
Yeah, I'm all plugged up. I got all the cords and everything.
That's probably why. How do we all sound, everybody?
Let's see the chat. I don't know if you want to pull up the chat. It says yeah, it's a little wonky. They said, okay, great, like an old rotary phone. Thank you, Pine.
Okay, I'm not seeing. I think group chat. Yeah. So which chat am I supposed to be looking at?
Or if you just go to if you just pull up my YouTube channel, then you can look at the chat live there.
Oh, that's how you do it, huh? Okay, there you go. Hang on, give me 2 seconds, guys. One live dating. Okay.
Give me a little adjustment here.
Okay, so I click this. Perfect. And then I turn that off. All right. So how do I see comments on the side? Okay, I get it. All right. This is like full the triple screen. So hang on. Am I watching your screen? Am I watching the YouTube screen?
If you watch the screen I sent you, it's way better. But the YouTube screen is how you can see the chat, and that's a good way just to be able to read what's going on.
Yeah, but I want to be okay. So I want to just make that. How do I just see the chat screen there?
So I'll just address the chat while you're figuring out the head. I would just get the headphones situated first. So Greg B on Ernest Little, what up, dude? Conk, you're all over the place. I love it. Mo C, what up, dude? Greg B, haven't forgot to add you on Skype. Jonathan, wild weekend. Yeah, let me know what's going on because I'm El Jefe. That's why. Remember you from the last RMG with the $100.01 donation. That's right. Lewis, yeah, I got your email. Thank you for reaching out. Winston Wolf, what up? What up? Wasted John, what up? Raphael, what's going on? Hellfighter, you're on Caribbean time. Dude, I know that Blog Talk Radio is messing up, and then it's just, I'm still getting this system down. But we're here. We're here now. So we've got 25 people in the house. Not bad. Not a bad start. Andy says, Andy, you're new. First time I've seen you here. Bit muffled. Matthew Sylvie in the house. What up?
That's cleaner.
Oh, that's way cleaner there. Yeah, that's way better.
Cleaner. There you go. Jeez.
All right.
I think actually that could have been even the whole Google Hangout thing.
I wouldn't doubt it. Google Hangout's a little buggy. Masculine mentality. What's up, brother? So we got JJ in the house. JJ is a certified hot dude. He is certainly living the hot dude life. So JJ, welcome to Interview with the Man.
Great to be here.
Yeah, this is where us men just get together, we talk, and the man is either me or the man is you. In this situation, the man is both of us, and I'll be interviewing you, see what's going on. So where are you right now? Because you're kind of a traveler type. You're all over the fucking world.
Yeah, firstly, I look like a professor here with all these books and I look like some master. Some it's probably like works well. For what we're doing. No, look, so I'm in Australia at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. I've lived in all around the world. Just a quick, brief backstory. So I was a magician. I started my career in the show business world, and I've always stayed in that world. And I moved to Japan about a year and a half ago, but I've been coming back and forth from Japan. So I met the man himself, Jonathan, and, you know, we just connected on a lot of subjects in life. And I think that's very important. And then I left Japan and moved to sort of Las Vegas, actually. That's sort of the recent news. But obviously with the position of what I do for a living, it allows me to travel and see the world, you know, so far 25 countries. And to relate that to our kind of conversations, it's given me the chance to date beautiful women, to understand women a little bit better, to be a better man, to see life in a different way. When you travel, you judge less and you understand more.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's definitely, I gotta say, it's you open my eyes a lot to a lot of good things. I gotta say, the one thing I admire about you the most, I didn't even know who he was when I first met him, but then I had like people hitting me up asking me like, "Hey, can you introduce me to this guy?" I was like, "JJ, like, why the fuck do you want to meet him?" And then he's like, "You don't know who he is?"
Yeah,
I was like, "No, because you know, when I met you, you're just like a good guy. You're just like down to earth. You're pretty cool."
Yeah, man.
And you know, JJ, if you guys don't know, JJ, were you the first magician on YouTube?
So I was the biggest how-to magic channel in the world for a long time.
Mm-hmm,
You know?
that's right.
So, or I would, you know, if we're gonna like cred this for the Grammys, it's like I was the first. I was the originator of doing how-to magic online on YouTube. And you know, now with YouTube and how things are, people can have more views and more subscribers. But for a long time, I was that guy. You know,
that's great. And
your
channel now is like a 389,000 views, is it?
389,000 subscribers. It's got about 655 million views. So, you know, the great thing is that magic doesn't date. So it's not one of those channels where it's like comedy, where a joke is like that's 6 years old. You know, magic has always got a resurgence with things, and everyone has learned magic, from 5-year-olds to 50-year-olds, guys who want to meet the opposite sex, guys who want to be the life of the party, guys who just want to impress their grandson. And I think that's what I loved about teaching it, is because I taught you the trick and then someone used it in different ways. And I've had multiple times around the world where in the most awkward places, I was at the bathroom stall, some guy looked at me saying, "Hey, I know you." I'm like, "Hey dude, pull up your pants before we start talking about like how I know you." You know? Look, can we get out of the Singapore Airlines bathroom before you want to shake my hand? You know, God. I was here's a quick great story. I was in Singapore actually, and there I was at the bar at Marina Bay Sands, and I saw this guy doing a magic trick to this girl, and I'm like, here we go. And I was watching him, and then I heard the bartender say, "Hey, where did you learn that?" And I can hear he goes, "This guy named JJ from YouTube." And I'm there like, this is the moment. Like, I didn't jump in, I didn't take ego. I just was like, I'm like the fly on the wall. I'm like, this is what I created, you know? And that for me was everything.
Yeah.
So, you know,
it's pretty unreal. I had, you know, I think I don't know if it's going to get to that point for me. Obviously, my channel is very small compared to yours. 1,200 subscribers, but blew up within these 3 weeks. But
it's amazing what you're doing, man.
Well, thank you very much, and we're going to get into that. So, we have some of the viewers. They're asking me, said JJ sounds Australian.
Absolutely.
So, why don't you give them a little breakdown of like your background, your ethnicity, and all those things?
Yeah, so people always trying to racially profile me. It's been a joke for mine for a while. But yeah, mum's Aussie, dad's Sri Lankan. You know, when I'm 30 now, 15, I traveled to a new country every year. That was like a thing that I wanted to do and try to live in the country. So, you know, with what I do for a living, it sort of helps. You can make money as you go. So yeah, that's basically it. And, you know, I lived in Asia for a long time, lived in Vietnam for a long time. If you guys haven't been to Vietnam, it is the shit. Vietnam.
Really? Well, I've found that Vietnamese girls are a little plump in a good way. They have very voluptuous breasts and asses in my experience, and it's a good time. And they're just third worldy enough for me, you know, that they're still like in touch with their femininity. They're not like, well, my professor said that you're impressing me with your toxic masculinity. I'm like, oh my God, gosh. You fucking parrot. You're just repeating shit that you heard. You have no original thoughts.
Yeah, there's some super smoker Vietnamese women when I was living in Vietnam. I was fortunate to work for Playboy in Vietnam. So Playboy Club. Yeah, Playboy Club came over. The Australian guy bought the franchise. for the Asia region, and then he started the club, and then I used to run he was like, do you want to change your career a little bit and work for me? I said, let's do it. So I got to work as the VIP host, as the sales guy, and I used to run the 15 bunny girls. Not as glamorous as you think it is. They aren't all pin model 1990s Pamela Andersons. This was like, but they're all international girls from all around the world. And I think working in that environment of sex and lust and in a nightclub, I've never worked as that guy in the nightclub, so high value. It was a very fascinating time for me from a psychological point of view.
So you were, I'm sorry if I missed this. Were you working at like the Playboy Mansion in Vietnam, or what was it?
Well, they had it was a club. It was called a Playboy club. So it was Playboy driven. So there were bunny girls, there were Playboy themes. It was Playboy. Everything was Playboy driven, from the food to the drinks, from the girls to the waiters. So it was a Playboy club basically. So it wasn't a mansion like Hollywood, but it was a Playboy club. So that was an experience for about 9 months.
Jesus Christ, that must have been awesome. So let's ask the question everybody's asking. Everybody's thinking, how many of those broads did you bang, if any?
So there were 12 women that were international. Only 2, surprisingly, if you want and let me tell you something.
A man of self-control. I like it.
Let me tell you something about this, and Jonathan knows this. There's something about me, and this is one thing I've always told a lot of people. Authenticity is very important to me. Yeah. Authenticity and realness, and my ego in my industry the industry I'm in is like inflated 1,000,000 times. The amount of guys that lie, the amount of guys that play bigger than it is. It's like, yo, man, it's like, it's okay. We don't have to bang every single woman on the planet, and you won't. But don't try and be this like, yeah, no woman has rejected me. Bullshit. Yeah. You want to do really? We're going to go down that rabbit path. So yeah, something for me is like, and I think we'll talk about this, is authenticity is something very important for me. And I'm not afraid. And I think a real man is not afraid to say, hey, man, I know. That's what I love about you, Jonathan. Like, you can say, listen, I did put on weight. Or like, yeah, it is my fault, and I'm going to take responsibility for that. And I think, and I told you this, I've said this to you in Instagram voice audio messages. One thing I respect about men is when men can say, yeah, I fucked up. Or, hey, yeah, I do need to work on that. Or I don't have any money. And that's okay. Yep. But I think so many men want to act like I don't fault, like I'm James Bond. It's like, no. So
yeah. A lot of these guys, a lot of keyboard alphas, keyboard champions. I think that's what really, I think that's what the guys in this chat are, and in this community are attracted to. It's just, I'm very real. I'm very transparent. Like, I let the guys know, like, even to now at this point in my life, like, I don't have everything 100% figured out, but what I am letting everybody know is like all the mistakes I've made, all like the absolute truths that I've learned as well. And then that way I can pass this information on to them so they don't fucking, ruin their lives or make the same mistakes that we made. And so that's just what I appreciate authenticity too. Like, one thing I like about you that I really, really admire is just like, well, obviously, guys, what's your Instagram? Is it JJ Live?
That's it. JAYJAYLIVE.
So guys, check out JJ's Instagram. If you want to talk about hot dude marketing, this guy.
Yeah, but I don't milk it like the Instagram models. Like, I don't have time to take 100,000 photos. But no. Yeah, I play more the funny guy. That's my thing. Like, your pictures. You're very good at marketing yourself.
Your pictures are on point. Guys, check them out. Look at JJ's profile. Look at all of his Instagram stories. Study this man because he knows how to market himself. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that bitches are throwing themselves at you. I know it. I just know it. The way you market yourself, your pictures, your discipline with your diet and everything. We're going to go into that as well next.
That's another conversation.
Oh, we're going in deep today. We're going to talk about all that.
Yeah, let's go in deep.
So, but before we get started, guys, I just want to let you know that today I got the final touches on the Body Language Mastery sign up sheet, the sign up website. If you go to modernlifedating.com/body language. All right. you guys will be able to sign up for the Body Language Mastery course. The Body Language Mastery course is coming out in 9 days. It is the final 9 days, and this thing's coming out. So JJ, I'm not sure if you're understanding what I'm doing, but I basically hired a model and I had her do 40 gestures of in-depth body language that you can't really find all over the internet. It's all in one giant course. And I'm letting the guys know that, like, because you're pretty keen on picking up people's senses and stuff. Like, how much do you think the average person actually knows about body language, especially as a magician, where you have to use, kind of sleight of hand and misdirection and everything in order to captivate the crowd and really deliver an amazing performance? What do you think is the importance of body language just in life in general? Not even talking about dating, but then also touch on dating as well.
I think when it comes to body language, or it's just having a presence of who you are, is really important, and understanding how to stand is a really important thing. And I'm not talking about being a macho, like, look at me, I'm the alpha man in the room, but it's just, people know when someone walks in the room, and when someone says, man, he walks in with presence. I never really understood that. People would say that you walk in and you command the room. Like, what does that even mean? It's just, you walk with assertiveness. You walk of, where you're going. You wear when you wear clothes, like, you wear them. They don't wear you. You walk like you're just. I think assertiveness is a big thing, and people can feel that, and they can sense it. It's one of those kind of it's the animal things. You just know.
Yes, 100%. It's animalistic for sure. A quick story for you guys. I'm going to give you a little story. And for all my female stalkers right now, they're going to be upset. But hey, it is what it is. So actually, on the way here, I was riding the train. I was in Yokohama, and I was coming from a business meeting down there up to Tokyo. And I saw this girl on the train, right? And she had a little darker look to her, dark hair, wearing black lipstick. I personally find those like deep and kind of like gothic-y chicks very sexy, because they're freaks in bed. But that's a whole other story. But she was giving me some massive body language signs. So she was testing the water with me. And first she made slight eye contact with me, then looked away. And then what she did was she intentionally rolled up the sleeves on her sweater, right? And under that sweater were some huge, wonderful tits. And but her arm revealed something that kind of caught my eye and shocked me, but it was just lines of razor cut marks. Jeez. And everything that a woman does like that is intentional. She was signaling to me, like, is this okay? Do you accept this? And I was just, I accept anything you want, baby. Like, I don't give a fuck. So then I was having fun. So I sat down across from her as a guy stood up and left the train. And I sat down in front of her, and I was like, okay, I'm going to signal to her that I'm interested. So I started looking across at her in her general direction. And then she gave me the green light, and she stared right back into my eyes. And, just most guys would brush that off as like, oh, it's a chance encounter. But, that right there was the green light. I unfortunately had to get back home. And so I was just like scrambling to get home to get the show on. And the girl, when she got off the train, she was walking near me, and she was kind of walking slow, and I could tell she wanted me to approach her. But, that's another thing. When you get this dating life thing situated, you're not so thirsty to go after. You're not like, oh, I need to fuck this girl and I need to fuck that girl. You're kind of like, I've already done it. It's kind of like you're playing the video game with cheat codes on. When you do that, you're just like, you know what? I'm kind of tired of this game. So how do you feel? Are you satiated with your dating life? Are you kind of just like, I'm done? Like, that's where I am. I talk about the stages of a man, and I'm kind of like in the jaded / transition to like red pill sage.
Oh, you're for sure jaded. You're for sure jaded. No, look, that's a great question, and I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, and I like that you said what was the word you said? You said a different, not phase, a different state in your life. Look, for me, I call it values. Maybe it's the wrong word, but I'm at a different chapter. Sorry, I'm at a different chapter at the moment. I'm in build mode, and I'm to be real with you guys, I'm a little bit uncertain at the moment because I've been traveling around. I was in Japan, about 8 months, I left, about 6 months ago. I thought that was the place of that was it, and it wasn't, and I didn't get the success that I felt like I put in, and it didn't work for me. So I came back to Australia with very little money. And, you've spoken about money before. It's a very hard thing as a masculine male. It's a big thing for us and so at the moment in my life, I'm on build mode. So dating is in a strong need for me at the moment. And it's funny when it's like that thing when you sort of switch it off in your brain, I don't know, it doesn't attract. I'm not as hungry at the moment for that. Maybe because all my attention is on something else.
And I would say that you had a considerable amount of girls in the past, and that's probably why you feel that way. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I didn't tell you this, Jonathan, and I'll share a quick story. I'm in Bangkok when I'm about 19 years old. I'm on top of Sukhumvit 37, and there's this English guy, this fat English guy across from me at this pool, right on top of like this, pool where we're having a beer, and he's like, "Let me tell you some advice about women." Right? And at 19, I was a virgin. Because I was raised Christian. Like I was like fresh off the boat. It was my first international trip by myself away. So I'm like, great. What am I going to do at 3 PM? And he goes, "Let me tell you something, Jay. Whatever you do in life, one day you need to write down every girl you bang." What do you mean write down? He goes, "Get a photo, write the name down, get some kind of memory, because one day you're going to be lonely, and one day you need to go to that list and look at it, and you'll feel better about yourself." And I've done that for every single girl. And it's one of those things where it's just one of those stories that I'll never forget. But to get back to what you were saying, I've been in a fortunate position, guys, where I have been able to travel a lot more and see a lot more than a lot and date a lot more and experience a lot more things that most people have at my age. So that itch for me, it's different. It's a different itch now. Actually, that's a really good mature response. It's a different itch. I've done the threesomes and I've done the things that a lot of men want or wanting to do. And it's not like I don't want to do those ever. It's just right at this moment. Okay, I'm like, I'm full. It's like, I could go to the buffet, but I'm good. I'm good at the moment.
Yeah, and that's why I teach guys the dating stuff, is because I want them to move on with their life. Like for me, if I were going to date, I'd like, it's so lazy for me these days. I'm just like, first date, $2 chew highs at my place. You got an hour before I throw you out. So that's what I'm trying to get these guys going to the next level, because I believe that every man does need to have this part of his life checked off, or just know, like, because like, look, let's be honest, JJ, if you wanted to right now, if you're like, okay, I want a girlfriend, and I gave you 1 month, absolutely, I believe you would have a girlfriend in 1 month. Absolutely.
And it's funny you said this, 'cause I had a conversation with someone today at a cafe, right? A guy, I work at a lot from cafes, especially if I don't have shows at night, it's where I come up with ideas. And there's a guy at the cafe, we obviously have our chats. And I said, look, we're talking about women today. And I said, if I really was that not desperate, sorry, if I really wanted something, I would go to my local city, to the main street in the morning, near there's a big bus stop train area. I would wait. All of the talent is there. I just wait and I'd approach. That's that. Like you're in a small space. You're in a space with so many qualified hotties, right? I would wait. I wouldn't get on Tinder, I wouldn't Bumble, none of these things. I would wait there because I know they're never going to be approached around that area. Like I love street game, and I've had to do it because that's just part of my gig in my life, because I've always been out, and traveling. But that's what I would do. So if that was the case, that's what I would do. And I would know it would be like that.
Jack Albright says, when you shut down the hunt dating life to focus on something else, Does anyone else notice that it is like a magnet? Yeah, of course. When you're not looking, you have this abundance mindset about you, and you're just, women are attracted to a man on a mission. And it's kind of like, the rich get richer. Like when you get so fucking rich and famous, you don't need to pay for the bottles in the VIP. They just want to give you everything for free. You have all the money in the world to do it, but yeah, 100%, you fucking don't need it. So yeah, that's a good answer there for Jack Albright. So let's see if anybody. I'm gonna put the call in number. See if anybody wants to call in. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear it, but even the way I have it set up, it's not as professional. But I'll relay it to you if you need to hear it. The call in number, guys, is 657-383-1318. We're talking to JJ Live, the oldest YouTube channel for magic, how to do magic and whatnot. And just real quick, this is not like a snide diss of you, but I've met some guys in the game who used magic to pick up chicks, and I kind of thought it was fucking dorky. However,
most people do. Yeah,
I do think that it does have its utilization. I believe that man should be like a Swiss Army knife and have multiple tools in his disposal. Mine happens to be, I assume yours is pretty good too. I'm a very good talker. I talk my way into every sexual encounter. And, there's times when I was like peak Chad and I was jacked as fuck, obviously when I wasn't injured, and the body did the work for me, or the looks did the work for me. But the majority of it was me just talking my way into it. So for you, have you had any magic pickups?
Have I used magic to pick up or like break the ice? Of course, that's the lie. I need to think of a story. Look, I'm not sure if anyone's traveled to Sydney before, and I'm not the first person to say this, but Sydney women are the hardest women in the world to meet. In my experience, just because there is a mentality of the hot girls in Sydney are like, don't even try. Like it's harder than LA. I lived in LA, Wow. Even the ones in LA will give you enough chance. Like they'll give you a little whiff, enough of a whiff, right in like the heart of Hollywood at Argyle, the clubs, even the girls that with all these, black guys around and the chains and stuff. If you've got something, a little bit of interest, they'll peek in. Everyone's always curious. But Sydney women are super tough. So I remember when I was in this club called Marquee in Sydney, and there was this girl and she was a smoker, a brunette. And I was like, I think my ego, every guy was trying, and she knew she was there. She was like the beautiful swan waiting, like outside sort of the club, not outside the club, but like where the rope is. But, she was like, come try, And then what I did is I did the old paper rose trick. So you make up a little paper rose. But I said, and I did this before we can share this later, but I've done this before at hotels when you're sitting down like sunbaking and the girl's over there, but you don't really want to get up, and it's not really appropriate to go and, it's not really not an appropriate approach, but this is the strategy. So you make a rose and you give it to the waiter or give it to the server or whatever. And you say, hey, do me a favor, give this to her. Right now, it seems cheeky. It seems like cheesy and stuff like that. Doesn't matter. All that matters is you get her attention enough to go, the hell? Because she's going to listen to the waiter. She's going to go, okay, who's this from? Over here. And then she looks at you, you wave, and you point on the inside of the rose, and you open up and says some kind of lie. I think I said, hey, how's everyone's like, how is everyone going? Or how, have you given your number out to anyone yet? ? And there was a pen inside. And I said, and now we get this little banter of play, and it brings out a childlike thing. So that's like level 10, but it doesn't matter, man. It broke the spell. Now look, nothing happened, but I still broke it, Maybe she had a boyfriend, maybe, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But, I use magic in a way where, sometimes you're going to have that ace up your sleeve for those reasons. Yeah. Like, and there's been more than once where women are just they don't know. You've spoken about this, Jonathan. They don't know what's going on, and it just sometimes not even the magic trick, but it just breaks them out of this spell. Oh, okay. I'm back to reality now.
So living in that kind of crazy delusion that most Western chicks, and it doesn't surprise me that Australian girls are a pain in the ass. They're not impossible, but you know, in my opinion, once you've tasted the fruits of being abroad, it's just far better.
Oh man,
it's just far better.
I don't, you know, this is another conversation to everyone out there, but I don't know what's going on with the women of America. I don't know.
You're a non-American and you're saying that. What do you find? If you could describe American girls, what would you say? Because obviously you're like we're in Cancer, USA, fucking Los Angeles. So like,
yeah.
What do you think? What would you say? Like, how long did you live in LA?
LA, I was for about 2 years, and I just had to. I couldn't stand it. It was
wow.
Look, and in fairness as well, she ate me alive, like she eats everyone else alive, and I call LA a woman, because I also didn't know what I wanted. So you go in there, and there's, you know, it's very attractive and very enticing. There's a lot of things to do, but from the woman point of view, it's like there's a plague of uncertainty and oversensitivity. You know?
Oh wow. Yeah, you know, the people,
they just want to attack on anything. There's not even it's not even, hey, let's wait. It's just attack. It's just, if you keep instilling this attackness of like, yeah, they shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. It's like, what do you think's going to happen? Like, we don't have this problem back in Australia. We don't have this, you know? I've only been to Minneapolis and a few other small places in America, but like real America, you know, LA's not real America to me.
No, LA is fucking cancer. I gotta tell you what, you know, my buddy's from Minnesota, and I've been to Minneapolis, just the airport and Mall of America, and fucking 10 out of 10 white girl report. Good Lord. I want to make some Nordic heritage babies. Those girls are smoking.
Someone told me, they said, look, and guys, you might like this. They said, look, if you ever just one day just go, well, you know what, I'm going to get married. I need to just do it. I'm just going to find the one. Go to like not a rural place, but somewhere not LA, Miami, New York, and go to like the hottest nightclub there on a Saturday night. And like you come in, you know, red pill man, strong, confident. You go for the best, you will get the 10 because you are like the fresh meat of that pile, and she's going to be looking hot. And you just grab her and get out of there. That's what someone told me. They said, if you ever want the best, go to like a place that they don't get too many, like, you know, when not everyone's trying to make it, you know, you'll be competing against you and the guy that runs the bakery.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done that before.
Most guys have.
I've hooked up with, I took one for the team for my buddy. We went out to, he was a DJ. He still is a DJ, but we went out to like, I think it was like some fucking Dothan, Alabama.
Wow. It's not even. What's this main city of Alabama? Oh no,
Alabama. The main city, the capital is Birmingham, and then I think Mobile is very big too. But we went out to this club, and he was doing this convention for like all these hairdresser ladies, and like it was like 300, 400 girls. And I remember I was being a champ, but like he was after this one girl who was cute, blonde girl. She had been in there from Detroit. Of course, she had a boyfriend and she was cheating on him, right? On the weekend away.
Yeah.
And she was with this like 40-year-old Korean mama-san with big fake tits. And I had to run point on her. But she and her, we were in like, you know, Dothan, Alabama. And we're, you know, two guys from Florida. And then the girls are just like, oh my God, you're so cool. And we're like, yeah, here we are. But they've not been exposed to like international men. My friend has done shows in China. He's gone all over the world. And, you know, that added value can give you a lot of leverage if you go to like these small towns and these small areas. And looks like we got a caller on the line. I'm going to take the caller. It looks like it's code 571. Let me see here. Hey there, caller. You're on the air. Mo, what's going on? Hey, JJ, can you hear him, by the way?
No.
You cannot hear him?
No.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Mo, let me just adjust something. Okay. JJ, go ahead, Mo. I think you can hear him now, JJ.
No.
Hi, Jay, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, man.
Okay. So go ahead, Mo.
Hey, Jay, what's going on? Yeah, I just wanted to say, I know you're ethnicity. You're originally from Sri Lanka. I'm from Bangladesh, so we're like sort of neighbors in some kind of weird way. You just mentioned that the red pill awareness. So I want to ask you, when did you first discover red pill, and was it like the Rollo Tomassi's book that influenced you to become, red pill aware?
So, okay, do you just want to repeat that? Yeah.
Yeah, so Jay, basically, he wants to know, when did you get like this red pill awareness? And I'm not sure if you've read Rollo Tomassi's book. He's a guy who's like huge in our sphere, but I don't know. Do you know who Rollo is?
No, I don't. I should read him.
Yeah, he's good. I'll send you the link after. He's like the godfather of our area. But when did you, and Mo, I'm going to let you go there. We're going to answer this question for you right now. But when did you realize, you're welcome. When did you like come to this awareness of like really understanding what was going on and like dating and women, and not from the Disney fairy tale that you were told when you were a little boy?
I think it was after Vietnam, after I worked for Playboy. And I think it wasn't Playboy that made that concrete, but it was the first sort of, to be honest, first sort of job I've had in a while where I had a boss.
Yeah.
And because I've always worked for myself, and it's always been, the boss has always been the client, and they'll pay me and then I leave. But when I was at a place, 3 to 3 in the morning, I'm around women, I'm doing my own thing, I'm on commission. I started to really have all the things that I've learned, and it came together like, not X-Men, was it Fantastic Four, all the powers combined.
Yeah.
And I felt, that's when I started to feel like, wow, like, you got to stand up for yourself. No one's going to give anything. And also the other thing, I was promised a lot of things and I didn't get that, and I was lied to. So I realized at that point, or around when I left, is you've got to be a man, and you got to take full responsibility of yourself, and no one's going to help you, and you've just got to own it, and that's really it.
Yeah, no, that's what I tell all these guys listening and watching right now. And a lot of these guys have a lot of, taking some self-responsibility as well. But nobody's coming to save you. Nobody is going to just come and deliver you from your shitty life. If you do have a shitty life, if you do not take action now on your life being shitty, then it's just going to get worse. That's just the way life is. It's going to get harder. It's going to get more difficult. And, it is going to be just awful experience, really, if you do not actively take action. That's why I stress overall, you have to take fucking action to get the life you want. Like a lot of guys would tell me like, oh, I got this girl, she was looking at me and I could tell women are attracted to me, but they haven't had sex with a new girl in like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. I'm just like, so are you getting orgasms by girls looking at you, or what's going on here? Like, because, if you're not going to take action, you're not going to step up, talk to her. You're not going to try to get that new certification for your job. You're not going to get on that diet or get on that gym program and change your life. Nothing's going to fucking happen.
But look, I will compliment everyone who listens to Jonathan. You're already taking action by learning and by saying, hey, I need help and I'm willing to learn. And guys, that's like 90%, maybe not 90, maybe 80, 10% is the action and 10% is living it. But like, well done to everyone on here, because like more men need to be learning this kind of stuff, because there's no problem saying I need help. There's no problem saying, listen, man, I want to be better. I want to be a better version of myself. But the media doesn't want us to do that. They're not on our side. That's why it's so bloody difficult. You wake up every day. I get, Australia is one of the fattest countries in the world. I think it's just under America, or I don't know what the rules.
I think it goes America, Mexico, Australia.
Probably, so we top 3, right?
Right.
I'm walking at the shops today, picking up the food I need to eat, and I'm looking at the people, and we're heifers. So heifers we're fatties.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't blame people as much as other people do, because I look at what we're getting offered every day. It's sugar, it's white processed foods. It's like, I get it. If you keep offering that to people, they're just going to eat it. If they go, oh, it's got fat free, whatever. So I don't want to go off on a tangent, but like, I know how difficult it is, guys, and Jonathan knows how difficult it is to live in the greatness world, because the media doesn't want us to be smart, because once we I have the red pill, it's like, oh shit, what have we been doing wrong this whole time? Shit, I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think, what do you think though? Do you think people are going to wake up eventually, or do you think things are going to get worse? What do you think?
Do you think it's both? Because I feel like with the access that we have now, people are more likely, like yourself, to share their opinions more and share their wisdom a little bit more. But I also think that with technology and with all these apps like Uber Eats and everything, which is great, but it's also making people a lot more lazier.
Oh God!
You know, with this is oxygen to people now. It's oxygen to me, oxygen to you. But you know, I look at some people and it's like it controls them. Like it's like they, you know, if you guys haven't seen Black Mirror, it's a great show on Netflix.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of it's about real life problems in the world, but in a really amazing, dramatic way and in a storyline way. And it's got a lot of problems, like about people being addicted to their phones and likability and validation. And, you know, so John, you know, I think it's a both thing. I think it's people are waking up, but then there's also so much contradicting stuff, which really bothers me as well. And I know it bothers you as well, especially when marketing, if you're a good marketer, you want to put a bit of money behind something, it's very easy to go, hey, look at all this.
Yeah.
You know, these people have done it and this is the right way to do it. And people go, that's it. Well, it's like, that's bullshit. You know, look at the health and fitness world. It's just the perfect example.
Yeah. And that's another thing. When you're red pill about fitness, like, you know, I got two guys in the chat who have lost over 100 pounds. And, you know, they just,
100 pounds,
100 pounds.
That's
they both, they lost, that's like 50 kilos, give or take.
Wow.
And,
I want to know what the secret is. I want to know what they did and what was the trigger. Sorry to interrupt. For me, it's always about the reason why we do what we do. That's always been a big thing for me.
I think they both just got fed up with where they were. And from what I know, both of these guys, they just stopped eating carbohydrates and sugar and they just went pure meat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I to share. So my mum's a dietitian, a homeopath, and you know, I asked her the other day, I was like, how is it some people are so fat, like they must know when they're like, listen, I'm not like, I got a little bit chub. Like these guys are like, they're about to die. And I'm like, how come they haven't got to the point where I'm like, I got to change it? Mum says, because their desire of change isn't strong enough. You know, and I'm like, well, they'll die. Yeah, some people will die before even their desire to see. Yeah, it's okay. One more day. I'm like, wow.
Some people just don't. They're just. I think a big thing that kills a lot of guys is they're too fucking comfortable. We got life on the easy button these days. You know, the great thing and this is gonna sound so cheesy and basic, but Tyler Durden from Fight Club, he says, we have no great war. We have no great depression. He's like, our great war is a spiritual war. And our great depression is our lives. Like we have no, you know, with mainstream media killing God and, you know, all of these things just, and not only that, but mobilizing in the West. Like, I love being in Japan because in the West, they mobilized an attack against men. I'm not sure if the adverts in Australia are as bad as they are in the States, but the ones in the States are just 24/7 shitting on men.
Oh, we've discussed this, and it really, really pisses me off. And I think we spoke about that link about on the project, the view. Actually, no, I think Bill Burr actually does a lot of stuff about that, which I really like Bill Burr. But he talks about how the women, you know, a guy would make fun of women on The View and the girls would rip a man apart, but it's just a joke. It's just fun. I'm like, then he's just, you know, do you listen to Bill Burr's stuff? You know,
I love Bill Burr.
Bill, he's just so just on.
I saw him at
he's funny too. He's hilarious.
Well, I saw him in the lobby of the Sheraton Hotel in Waikiki on the Strip. And he just looked as angry and frustrated as he is all the time. It was fucking great. I didn't want to bother him. He had his headphones on. I was just like, I was pretty sure it's fucking Bill Burr.
Yeah, no.
But he's great. I love his stuff. And so for me, honestly, this is almost black pill, and black pill is like the fucking the scary, harsh truth about reality. But I really think that right now there is a great divide happening, and there's people who are believing the lies, and there's people who are going their own way and believing the truth and becoming their own mental point of origin, basically doing everything for their benefit, building themselves up. And the people that believe the lie are going to be culled. They're going to be killed in one way or another. Like, look, let's be very honest. The fatter you are, the sooner you die. And I don't know about you, but I'm a fan of being alive. So, I mean, when I go to the store, I look at everything and I see delicious, even in Japan, like gummies and candy and potato chips. And I have the red pill lens on when I look at all the food. And I'm just thinking, this is all fucking poison.
I know.
This is literally fucking poison.
I know.
And it's so heavy. But, you know, even myself, you know, of course you have to live a little bit. Don't be me. I indulge once in a while. However, you know, I think that the people that don't wake up, like, I think, you know, in 10, 15 years, we're going to see, and this is really fucking dark as fuck, but just deal with it because I think it's true. I think in 10, 15 years, we're going to see a wave of death due to the fitness related stuff. So this is going to sound super sociopathic, but bear with me. If you stay on your shit now and you stay on your grind, believe me, they're not going to hire somebody or to get a promotion to be a CEO or the CFO who's 400 pounds, who's 300 pounds, because that motherfucker's going to die off. They will die off. You don't see old fat people anywhere. You know why? Because they're all dead. They're all fucking dead. And so I think now if you stick the path, I think honestly too, I think people are getting dumber.
Yeah. And
I think people are getting dumber.
And I think the new generation of people, you know, of young children now, and it's you know, it's another conversation as well. Like, it's like amazing what technology they have now, but it's also making them dumber because they don't understand how to have conversations anymore. Everything's like this. They don't know what they if they've got something bad to say to you, I think most people these days would not tell you straight to your face, you know. And I constantly have to be red pill this on. I'm like, hang on, I need to call him. I need to say something because it's too easy to it's too easy to just do this and just I don't want to deal with it, you know.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with you, man. And it's I like that you said if you keep that red pill lens on now, you'll be good. Because you got to thinking about it in 20 years' time. Like, what was it? 15 years ago, we didn't even have this, right?
Yeah.
Or, like, and look at
everybody's doing the Nokia,
right? And look, and I got to find this post, but it was this post I saw a little while ago. But like they said, technology or like dramatic things in technology that's happened in the last 15 years. And if you look at, you're like, oh my gosh, like we could never do this. Like, you know, I can call anyone around the world in a second. Now, like, isn't that crazy?
You can have video sex with anyone around the world,
right? Exactly, dude. I remember in school when like I did have a camera phone, Nokia, but it was like so like, oh my god, like it was so grainy, but it was like, I got the photo. But man, now like you don't even need cameras anymore. Like they sell these as like DSLR quality. It's like we're so in it that we don't see it anymore. But it's like that's in the last 15 years. So everyone listening out there, you want to get yourself sorted because imagine like how quick technology is now. Imagine in the next 15 years.
Yeah.
It's going to be, dude, we're not even going to like I love the movie Minority Report. I love futuristic movies. Like I see all this stuff happening. Like we already got Siri. You could always go in your house and like, hey, what's the Google one? Not Siri, but the
Alexa.
other one. You've already got Alexa. Like doing half of this stuff. Alexa, order me milk. Like that's freaky, man.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's just, you just got to be aware.
Yeah,
you know.
And I think it's a good time right now. Like it's a good time to be. Hell, it's a fucking great time to be alive. Like if you have your online dating game going, you can have Uber Eats pussy show up right to your fucking house.
Oh man, I get it.
And as a guy who is a fan of convenience, you know, hey. Sign me up. I've done that.
Man, milk technology as much as you can. I just think know how to step out and go, hang on a second, you know, because it's too easy to be suckered in and now then you're down that rabbit hole. And that's everything from sugar. That's everything from working in a shitty job. It's very easy to you know, you got to, and this is why it's great having these conversations, because we don't, you know, and a problem in Australia that I really dislike is that men aren't told to share their emotions. I don't know that's around the world, but in Australia, if you share your emotions, we say you're a fucking faggot, which means like you're gay. And like if you keep instilling that into your children, for most Australian men, what do you think's going to happen? You're just going to oppress them. It's not good. It's terrible. You know, whether they're gay or not. You know.
Yeah, that's a whole other fucking category to get into right there. So talking about what's been going on with it looks like we got a caller on the line. Let me answer this caller real quick.
Yeah, call in, guys.
All right, hold on one moment. I think this is Pine. Pine, is that you?
Yes, Jonathan, it is.
What's going on, brother?
Buddy. Not much. I just wanted to ring into both of you on that whole weight loss thing. I mean, I don't want to tell the whole story, but there was no real driving change when I did it. It was just fuck it, why not? And for 2 years now, I'm a solid carnivore, and some of the guys in the chat were asking me about. And I mean, dude, I'm eating about 1 kilo of red meat on non-training days, 1 meal a day, and then eating 1 kilo and 500 grams on training day, or 2 pounds on one day and about 1 pound on the non-training day.
Right. Okay. I hear you there. So got a little. So go ahead and say it one more time about your regimen. Sorry, the audio is messing up.
Okay. I'm eating 2 pounds for my main meal, and then I'm eating a pound for my after training meal. On my training day, on the non-training day, I'm just eating 2 pounds, and that's it. 1 meal a day.
Very interesting.
And that helps me maintain a weight.
And how much weight did you lose?
About a week off the diet. I went from 315 to 180.
315 to 180.
You're fat, man. You're a big boy.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
But you know what? Let me tell you. Let me ask you this. I ask every person that's lost weight, every person this, and I get the same response. I'm like, would you ever go back?
Nothing tastes so good as not being fat.
See, there you go. Fat isn't cool, but when you're fat, you're not allowed to make you like it's okay. We love it. No one enjoys being fat.
All right, so Pine, I'm gonna let you go there because I don't know what's going on.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks the audio's kind of being a little bit of a bitch right now. Sorry. Still get the kinks worked out. But yeah, Pine was 315 and he got down to 180. The noise is just, I don't know. Yeah, speaking of, just technology and stuff, I do a show on cryptocurrency as well. And yeah, it looks like that's going to be a huge factor as well. It looks like Bitcoin just passed 4,000. Cultivate Crypto is in the chat mentioning that. So let me go ahead and ask you, clearly we're living in a culture that, where it's easy to complain and for the most part, like, Bill Burr mentioned this as well in one of his interviews. He says that, it's like people just don't even want to give you due process anymore. It's just like you're going to be guilty no matter what. Why don't we talk about, because as an esteemed YouTuber, you have access to all of the YouTube studios around the world. Why don't we talk about what happened?
Story? Yeah. That was
the story with you. What happened at YouTube in Tokyo, Japan? Why don't you explain like how you were using the space, what the space is, what are your qualifications to use the space, and then the kind of mysterious, quick, nasty situation that happened with you getting permanently banned from the YouTube space, even being the guy that you are on YouTube.
Yeah. So look, when you're a YouTuber and you hit a certain amount of subscribers, you get obviously 100,000, you get a plaque, and then 1 million, you get another plaque. But then obviously when you have engagement and you're active in the community, they allow you, and I believe it's 10,000 or it could be more. I think it's 100,000 actually. You get to use YouTube Spaces around the world, and obviously you use that word in the city you're in. So there's
100,000 subscribers.
I think it's 100. Yeah, I think actually no. Japan's 10,000. I think I have to check. Yeah. So there's one YouTube Space in Japan, Tokyo, London, Los Angeles, Mumbai, and I think that's it. Maybe Sydney. No, I don't think there's one in Sydney. And so I would, go to the space every day. And the great thing is the space, it's community, there's internet, there's, coffee and drinks and all the, fun stuff. So I would go there every day and work from there because it's, right in Tokyo. It's right in a really popular area called Mori Tower, and it's right in the heart of the city. And it's just, great to bring guests along to, girls, and meet people there after. And it's a great place. So I'd work there every day. And to give it context, so there were four girls who worked there, three dudes, and then a couple of other people that would just like come in and out, but that, in that office, there was also the Google office as well and YouTube. So the space that I was in, there were 4 receptionists. So 2 receptionists at once, who would switch over, and then 2 other guys, like one doing sound and lighting and production, and then some other people. So I'd come in there every day. I'm friendly, I'm always joking around, and I'm, if I'm there every day, I want to make people feel good around me. That's one big thing for me. Show a couple of magic tricks, do my thing. I definitely would not sit in the corner and not be quiet, but I wouldn't make a big noise. I'm not gonna, it's my space I can use, but I don't take advantage of that. So, but I would be there most days, and a lot of times it'd be the 2 girls, me, and you wouldn't even see the guys. So I feel like it's my office, One day I go into the space in the morning and I walk in, and there's a security guard there, and he says, no, no, that's a lie. Sorry. This is what happened. Sorry. I get an email one afternoon, and it says, Jay, we've received an email, and there's been an email. Maybe I should bring up the exact wording, but there's been an email sent across to us of sexual conduct, of which has been like a joke's been taken. You know what? Let me find the email. Let me so I can get the exact wording.
Yeah, that sounds good. And so this is from you. This is from
not YouTube. This is from YouTube, but it's from there's a lady that manages the YouTube sort of the community, that space that people use. Okay, let me just quickly find it. So I'm not sure. It's going to be obviously okay. So it's the Creators Cafe. Give me 1 second. I'm just taking a bit of time to find it. But I get this email, and the email. Did I forward it to you, Jonathan?
No, just take your time. If you type in YouTube in the Gmail, I think you'll be able to.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying. Oh, here we go. Online violation, course violation. I'm just looking for the email now. So I go YouTube. YouTube. Oh no, hang on. I know who I sent it to. I sent it to this guy. It'd be easier if I forward. Just check this. Okay. Now let me just say to you guys. One thing about me that I would never do. In my life is ever cross the line and ever put myself, or fingers crossed, in the position where I would ever, making fun jokes and being cheeky jokes is one thing, but like sexually being inappropriate to girls is another thing. And that's like, I didn't even joke about that. So just so there's a bit of clarification. Okay. Well, I should have found this before. Oh, here we go.
No worries.
Here we go. Oh, okay. Perfect. 30th of August, 2018, 4:10 p.m. Dear Mr. JJ, this month we have been informed that you have made an inappropriate sexual joke to one of the staff members of YouTube Space Tokyo. Unwanted sexual jokes, comments are not taken lightly, and this breaches the YouTube Space Tokyo facility arrangement and creator handbook as described below. And they list the restricted and prohibited acts in the contract that I would have signed. Of course, no one looks at it, just signs it, whatever. And that's basically it. Accordingly, we regret to notify you that you've been suspended for the space of 3 months. Okay. I get this. I remember, I think I was at the gym at the time. I come back with a response 7 minutes later, because when you get this, you're like, what's going on? And I'm like, okay, in my experience in my life, like red pill, let's red pill this right now.
Yeah.
It's about controlling your emotion to when things happen to you. It's very important, which I think is a very important thing that I try to tell on the men. You can't control what happens to other people, but you control what happens to you. When things are going to happen, it's how you take it. So I sent a quick email back saying, hi, YouTube Space. This is a very standard email statement. Please call me to discuss this matter further. Now, I should also mention too, I have a great relationship with Google and YouTube. I've done events for them. I've done events at the YouTube Space for free, so I feel like if there was going to be something in this matter that someone would reach out to me, I'd have a little bit more of a, we know JJ, so we would give him a little bit more attention than just an email like this.
Right.
That's August 30th, 4/17. August 31st, 11:54 a.m. Hello, Mr. JJ. Please send us an email if you have any specific questions or concerns. Standard email, no name, sincerely, YouTube Space Tokyo. An hour later. Oh, by the way, and they sent me an email later. Please note that all your upcoming bookings that you make, because you have to book every day, has been cancelled. So I'm like, wow, okay, so there's no mucking around here. Same afternoon, same day, 4:30, YouTube Space Tokyo. And, I can screenshot this for you guys, but I'm reading this word for word. YouTube Space Tokyo. I'm extremely disappointed and offended in the way this matter has been brought to my attention. I've received no other information other than someone has, inverted commas, someone has informed you that you have made an inappropriate sexual joke to the staff members of YouTube Space Tokyo. Full stop. Accusations to me, my business, and where I work daily without any given factual evidence is highly offensive, and having a 3-month ban for accessing and working from the YouTube Space is completely unacceptable. Today, I had planned to shoot at the YouTube Space Tokyo and also next week, and now that my bookings have been cancelled, not only am I dealing with internal stress from my work, but I've also had to cancel my video team, which has cost $2,500 US. I require a clean email with facts answering the questions below. 1. What was the date? What date was the accusation made? 2. What time was this? 3. Who was this to? 4. What comment was said exactly? 5. In what tone was it said? 6. What other parties were present at the time to provide proof of this claim? So who else was there? 7. Is there any video proof or audio recording from this? Moving forward, I expect a fast reply with the facts at hand. Just for understanding as well, I have a great relationship with Google's head office team in San Francisco and Sydney for their events internally and externally. So if this matter isn't resolved as soon as possible, the issue at hand will be sent directly to them for further investigation.
Wow.
Once again, I'm happy to speak personally about this rather than communication via text or email. Here is my personal number. That was sent August 31st, 4:30. September 3rd, September 5th, nothing. YouTube Space Tokyo, this I'm writing to them. It's been 2 full business days since I've emailed the concerns. I've not received any further information. Once again, the way that this matter has been dealt with me has been extremely unprofessional and disappointing from someone who's works with YouTube on a corporate level and also as a personal creator for over 10 years. I'm waiting on a fast reply. 3:52 on the 5th. Nothing. 17th of September. So this is 12 days. 12 days later. I think and in that time, guys, look, don't get me wrong. Like, I spoke to a lot of people. I spoke to Jonathan. I spoke to, people just like, because how do I explain this? I don't get offended as an entertainer. I don't remember the last time I got offended, but this really got to me because I said this to Jonathan before, we chatted on this call, but I just think via text, but like the worst thing about this and I think Jonathan, you bring this up, is like, I'm helpless.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing I can do.
There was a baseless accusation, no proof, nothing at all. And
nothing at all.
You're just completely fucked and banned from the YouTube space.
I'm being banned from the YouTube space. And you know, you made a mention when we spoke about this last year, like the only way to get any kind of traction is to sue YouTube.
Yeah.
And or go to that level, you know, go public.
Or go viral, something like that.
Viral, like I'm getting you know, accusations by the biggest company in the world. It's affected my business. It's made me, you know, we Americanize this up, really.
Right.
But I didn't feel like it was the right thing to do, because I don't want to go to that level, and I just didn't go to that level. Anyway, September 17th, I went back to Australia. I just arrived back to Tokyo, and I've been more than fair to allow ample time for a fair response, or any response from my past emails. I'm extremely disappointed that the person managing or responding to this initial email doesn't see the magnitude of what they're doing by making accusations to a long-term partner, and not even responding to any emails which states clear facts or evidence at hand. Mm-hmm. Not only have you caused grief and stress, but you've also made me lose income. I'm informing you that these emails will be forwarded to the HR team in Tokyo, plus the head office team in San Francisco, which I did do both. But it is, you know, once again, guys, when you're playing at this level of, and I spoke to someone in the YouTube team. This is what YouTube are very good at doing. There's no names, there's no emails. It's a general email. So there's nothing that, like, it's quite hard to dig. There's no phone numbers. You can't call up YouTube like you can call up the bank.
Yeah.
You know? And say, listen, put me onto this person.
Yeah.
Okay. I sent this email September 17th, 6:45 p.m. September 18th, 4:51. Mr. J, we have received confirmation that you demonstrated inappropriate behavior at the YouTube space on more than one occasion, and that you have by the way, I should mention, I was like, you know what, stuff this. I'm just going to go back to the space. Mm-hmm. And just walk in and pretend nothing's happened.
Right.
You know? Because I'm like, I haven't received any emails. Like, I'm just going to walk in.
Okay.
So I got to walk in, and I get in, and then security for some magic reason appears.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. And I'm like, and they don't know what's going on, you know? And I'm not going to like pull out fists. And I thought, okay, instead of me like sitting here and not knowing what to do, I'm just going to play coy. I'm just going to like, no, what are you talking about? I didn't receive it. Because the thing is, I didn't receive an email. I didn't know that was to me, you know, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And then, so they've sent this email, you know, they must be notified. We received an email that you demonstrated inappropriate behavior, and you, on one occasion, and you have subsequently tried to enter the YouTube space despite being notified of a temporary ban. Your recent actions at the YouTube space Tokyo are unacceptable, and you break, you know, the rules. We take safety very seriously when it comes to we take safety very seriously, and when a creator's behavior harms or uses our staff, we may respond with appropriate action.
Yeah.
As such, from effect, you are permanently banned from the YouTube space.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. So I email straight back. YouTube Space Tokyo, I've already escalated these emails to the head office now to show how professional your treatment towards a long-term YouTube partner is at the space. The way that you have handled this matter is not acceptable and extremely unprofessional, and I have not, underlined, received one email with any clear facts, proof, what is being said, the date, the time, the person at hand, all the things which are extremely valid for large accusations made to anyone, especially a creator. Also, your email below is not 100% accurate. However, you know, because you know when you come up these times, you rewrite the email and you're like, hang on, that's emotion, that's
right.
Ego. Like, I got to come with facts.
Right.
However, I'll allow head office to deal with this accordingly, seeing as the person behind these emails are not willing to discuss the matters professionally and to provide any further details, especially being asked multiple times.
Yeah.
I followed up maybe one more time, but that, you know, anyway, up to you, Jonathan. And I
so I want to see if I get this completely clear. So you are a longtime contributor of YouTube and over 300 something thousand subscribers, 55 million views. But because some chick at the YouTube space assumed or made a complaint about you in regards to saying that you sexually harassed her and you were given no trial, no due process. They just took her word and just completely fucking banned you.
Level 5'd it. Yeah, that's it. And we don't even know. See, this is the thing. And you know, and this is what I mean, like, I got so offended at this because I felt so helpless of not even give me something. Yeah. Because if they said to me in the email, dear Mr. JJ, we've received an email that a sexual joke has been taken inappropriately. You made a remark about you made a remark about a girl's hair, and you said, she looked sexy today. That this joke doesn't, is it inappropriate, and we've had to ban you, blah, blah, blah. I would be like, that's pretty shit, but okay. You know what I mean? Because how am I supposed to argue on that? Sexy, I know that the tone I would have said it would have been playful and fun, but maybe she was in a bad mood, whatever. But at least I would have been like, okay, I'm out for 3 months.
Yeah.
Don't say any more. But don't give me something.
Yeah.
And not for them to give me anything starts for me to think like the suspect, or starts me to think like the Sherlock Holmes, and goes, well, hang on a second. What would like, because people did ask me. They said, come on, Jay, what did you say? Like, listen, I'm not going to say I want to fuck your mum, and I would never say something like that. I wouldn't. That's just, of course, you get in trouble. And I'm like, could I have said like, hey, you look sexy today, whatever. But I'm like, the other thing too, before I forget, Jonathan, I've been going there, like the same 4 girls have been the same ones for the last 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So if something has happened, it should have happened already. Yeah. It's not like one day I'm like, you know what, today, I feel confident, I'm just going to own it. Sexuality on. No, I've always been the same. I don't change from day 1 to day like 90. Right. Like, I've always joked around. One thing that's very important for me, I don't shit where I eat.
Right.
So I knew that, and this girl, I wish I could find a photo. She's a cutie too. Like, she would flirt. I know I'm getting passionate right now, but like, not to give myself a good claim, but she was like, oh, you go to the gym. We talk about the gym. She was trying to lose weight. She was a voluptuous girl, hottie. Yeah. I got no Instagrams, no text messages on purpose. I'm like, if I'm coming here every day and something goes, like, I just get lonely on a Friday night, and she's like, hey, like, I'm already chest moving this. I'm like, so nothing, right? I said, yeah, you can check out the YouTube channel, whatever. So I was very careful on that. But then I start to think, maybe it wasn't the girls. Maybe it was the guys, because there are these 2 guys there that were like, not the red pill, Jonathan? What's the opposite? Blue
pill. The blue pill guys.
They were like the guys who invented the blue pill. They are blue all over. And
Jesus Christ. What were they like? Were they just like patronizing and just like,
they were very quiet, they were quiet, and when the 2 girls are fun and cute and you're always joking around with them, that brings up a lot of jealousy and brings up a lot of it hurts these guys that they're with them all the time. And we joke about someone's birthday, I bring them in a birthday cake. I treated them like staff. I treated them like friends. Yeah. And I think it got to them. And I know you want to jump in, Jay, but
no, I'm listening.
I have a feeling, because I'm pretty good at self-awareness and analyzing situations, in my opinion, from what I do, what I've traveled around the world and what I've done for a living.
Yeah.
I just went, if it would have happened by now, it would have happened. Like, and I'm like, I think someone has just got fed up and got, how can we kick this idiot out? Like, we need something. Because they can't kick me out for having too much coffee. They can't. Yeah. I used to take the Red Bulls. They had Red Bulls. I used to take them all the time. Like, for whatever. I've given YouTube enough money. Like, I'm like, they can't kick me out for the Red Bulls. Like, you know, what are they going to kick me? Like, oh, you took me? No. I'm like, they've got to get me for something. And then I looked at the contract.
Or the Red Bull's free, or?
Yeah, they're free, but this is one per person. But I took like 5.
Okay. Well, yeah, they're not. I mean, not many. I went to the YouTube space with you before too, so not many people actually use it. Surprisingly,
yeah, exactly. So I don't. That wasn't even an issue. I think someone has just got fed up with my energy there, and they've figured out a way to work it and get me. And they know that, you know, it's like the person that has the cheat codes. They know that they can press this button and you can't do anything because they already pick, you know, and they've got time. And if they really hate you and they despise you, you never know. Could have been the woman of the space. You know, there's always people walking in there. Who knows? And you know, the interesting thing about this whole situation is they wouldn't be able to get away with this in Australia or Japan. I mean, in America. That's the one thing that bothers me. If they make this accusation in a country where we had a bit more, I'm not saying we had more voice, but I just feel that it couldn't go down as well. It wouldn't have gone down like this.
Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I definitely would factor in the Japanese side of it all. Like, yeah, the Japanese really look down on foreigners as like subhuman, which is funny. But yeah, it is what it is. But man, what a fucking crazy story, dude. But hey, man, it is what it is. That's right there. What I say is, like, you know, just proof to all guys that ultimately you got to be your own man. Because even with your situation, and you know, you did what you did, you made your platform on YouTube, but at the end of the day, you don't own YouTube, and at a click of a button, they could turn you off and fuck you forever. And seeing that YouTube is in Cancer County, USA, fucking, and Los Angeles, I wouldn't doubt that they are up to some kind of you know, fuckery for sure. I don't trust anybody or anyone out of the LA area for the most part. You and I both know Mark. You know how my feelings about Mark are. So,
I think lesson from this story, guys, and I you know, I can't believe this happened to me, you know, because I just, it's surprising, but I think I've said this to Jonathan. It's like, this is ridiculous. Like, a woman can scream anything and it immediately just go, well, it's like, well, hang on a second. You know, it's like, it shocks me.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm at the miniature scale of how this has happened, I'm trying to think of like, how do men feel, like actors who did something 20 years ago and something's coming up. That, like, what do? You just like,
yeah, you know. And I honestly, though, I think that there is a reckoning coming. I really do, because as we enter a more and more transparent society with smartphones and surveillance and everything and internet, I believe that's why, dude, this is some very counter mainstream advice that I give. But I say, if you really want to find out what women are like, if you're hooking up with a girl, go through her phone, go through her social media, go through her DMs on Instagram. Your eyes will be permanently fucking opened. Yeah. So, but I think, you know, as more and more of a digital trace is being left, like, irrefutable evidence is coming. Like, you see these, you know, I post some on my Instagram. Do you see that bitch like giving herself like a 30 fucking hit combo in the face in the car? She's like punching herself in the face and then tried to accuse her boyfriend later of doing it.
I haven't seen that. I got to check that. That's amazing.
Oh man, it's good. If you just play some like Street Fighter music in the background, it's fucking hilarious. But
Jay, let me ask you: is there women? Are there? I want to hope that there are women that are real women that are going to other women. You need to like stop being a bitch. You need to stop being feminist. You just need to, like, that's untrue, and you're treating you're making other women look bad or other men look bad. Like, is there women standing up for us? That's what I want to know.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think the most feminine women aren't aggressive like that. The most feminine women are not out, you know, trying to prove their point. That's more of a masculine thing to do. I think, you know, feminine girls are just more like passive and, you know, being ladylike. Like, you know, Miss MLD, and I think you've met her. You know, she is like a little fucking sheep. She's just like quiet as a fucking flower, just sitting there. and she's so feminine. She doesn't have like, you know, it's the girls that are like the most aggressive and masculine are the ones that are like, you know, crushed, like cramming this feminism shit down people's throats. And so like, you know, it's fucking, I don't know. But honestly, I think it's just up to men. Look, this life is the bottom line about this life. If you want something, you have to take it or you got to make it done. There is no fucking charity. There is nothing like that. Like, you know, at the end of the day, if you want something, you know, you've got to make it happen yourself. That's the bottom line right there. So I don't think there's any, I think women are more likely to be followers. I think they're more likely to go with the flow, you know, I mean, and that's why they're so easy to market to, because they see the television, they see the government, they see the university as authority figures. They don't really, they can't really think for themselves too much. And they're more just like, you know, repeating shit that they've heard that really lack original thought, in my opinion.
But you say, here's the thing is, I totally believe that. But the moment you say that, well, you don't even know. It's true though. Yeah. It's like we're not like it's like it's okay. It's okay. You're allowed to be followers. You're allowed. There's nothing wrong with that. But the moment that you say, well, you are the most it's like, wow. You know, guys, you have to there are some great one-liners that I've been implementing in my life a lot more. Not one-liners, but more so ways to stop drama making bigger than it is. I had a problem the other day with a guy, and he said something. I said something, and he said something back. And I said, no, we're not going there. We're not playing. We're not even going down that road because there's no need to. Yeah. And just to be able to voice that and know where it's going to go to, you've got to learn how to put some things in place, guys. Because people, they want to start shit just because they can. What did you say? No. You knew what I meant. We're not even going down that road. Next. Yep. You know?
Yeah, man. And, you know, that's why I just tell these guys, ultimately, every decision you make, think for yourself. Don't trust people blindly. Verify everything. And just know at the end of the day, you're out for your own, because you have 380 something subscribers on YouTube, but not a single one came to help you with the YouTube situation. YouTube was clearly not even give a good goddamn about you. They just said, hey, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, we're just going to ban you. We're going to permanently ban you from the YouTube space, which in my opinion is fucking ridiculous. But yeah, man, I think that's going to do it, Jay. I thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate listen to Jay. You know, Jay, you know, I'll tell you something about you, man. What I like is that you want the guys to win, and you want them to be the best man they can be. People, you know, you guys like Jonathan, but you know, for anyone that's new or that if you want to try to get your boys on, when you are in the position you are, Jonathan, sometimes people, other men, and I know this from hanging out with dating coaches and being around that world, people can see that people think that you are the end all or be all. It's like, no. He's just a guy that wants to help you win, and he's sharing things that he's worked. So guys, like, don't be afraid to go get coaching from Jonathan. There's no embarrassment in the struggle. Yep. There is none of that. You know, you will only be saying 10 years later, I'm glad I got help, and I'm glad I learned how to have better sex, or I'm glad I learned how to date, because you don't want to be that loser rolling over to his wife in the morning and going, fuck this shit. You don't. I see that all the time.
Absolutely.
I hear about it all the time.
Absolutely, man. So guys, if you need help, go ahead, go to modernlifedating.com/coaching. And don't forget that the body language mastery course is coming out in 9 days. modernlifedating.com/body language to enter your email to sign up for the body language mastery course. It is only going to be open for sale for 5 days. It is going to be open on February 28th, March 1st, March 2nd, March 3rd, and March 4th. And then it is
5 days.
Yes, and it's closed. That's because the guys that join in are going to get the full 9 yards, the whole thing, the up and down service for me. Those who don't, I don't feel sorry for you, because I've been telling you for a month straight. And yeah, that's going to do it. We're going to be back tomorrow with Cultivate Crypto, and we're going to be talking about Bitcoin on the Tokyo Crypto Show. And Bitcoin just went back up to 4,000 US dollars. So one Bitcoin is now 4,000 US dollars. We're going to talk about some interesting stuff tomorrow in regards to Bitcoin. I told you guys last week, it's a chance to get in and get your money. And now is the time because we're in a bear market and the price, if you would have invested last week, you'd be at a profit right now. I'm not telling you what to do. It's not financial advice, blah, blah, blah. Don't fucking sue me. But, you know, we're going to be talking about it tomorrow. But thanks for tuning in. And guys, be sure to follow JJ on Instagram to see how he truly lives the hot dude life. I specifically choose guests on this show for you guys to model after. I was going to put some of his pictures up, but I couldn't figure out the OBS thing. But JJ Live, JayJaylive, JayJaylive. JJ Live. He is living the hot dude life. That is a good. All his pictures are like Tinder approved as well. They're great pictures. So definitely let me know what's going on with you guys, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you, JWP Michael. I'll check that right now. You guys have a great day. All right. Bye bye.
Good night. Goodbye.